Let me roll back the tape, Camie, just one slide there, and introduce from North Dakota, Camie Janikoski. Hey, Camie, thanks for joining us from is it the Bowman or Bowman-Slope Conservation District in North Dakota?
Bowman-Slope Soil Conservation District.
Okay, Camie, you got it.
The emphasis on the accent there, Ray. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's all those trips to North Dakota I made to do facilitated activities once upon a time.
Yeah, oofta, oofta. Good morning. Thank you for having me today. We really appreciate this opportunity to visit a little bit about the Bowman-Slope Soil Conservation District. We are down in the southwest corner of North Dakota, next to our neighbors in Montana in South Dakota. This is our building. I'm getting a little click happy, aren't I? Our conservation district built this building in 2012, and we are located on the Bowman County Fairgrounds. So that's one of our first partnerships that's worked out well. It's on the county fairgrounds land, and the conservation district built our building, and we try to be good neighbors and partners with them, working with our fairgrounds. A little bit about us. We are, I would call us like a typical Midwestern type soil conservation district. One of our main projects is planting trees and installing weed barrier fabric. It's also one of our main sources of income, along with local mill levy property tax dollars that come through our county. Some of our other programs in here in Bowman, we have long time, since the mid 1990s, our conservation district was one of the first districts to host 319 non-point source watershed projects. And since then, we've just worked through our conservation district, through all different watersheds, implementing those watershed projects, which has also been a source of income for our district, and found some very good conservation on the ground throughout the years. And brought a lot of opportunities for partnerships and educational events through those programs. We work with a variety of different cost share programs for planting trees and to help people get trees planted. We partner with different state, federal, local, wildlife, a variety of groups to deliver conservation in our county. That's something that we work hard at, is finding our producers' needs and goals and trying to work with them to find dollars and resources to implement those practices. We have 2 John Deere no-till 1590 drills that we also rent out. We were the lead agency on developing a natural resources policy plan for our 2 counties. And then we have a array of educational events that we try to do throughout. We try to get into the schools about every other grade level each year. Different, you can see here, we purchased a rainfall simulator, and that's at our building. So that's been a nice resource for our building too, a place to host educational activities. And then when to install the landscaping around our building, we've incorporated that with one of our youth educational events. Our 4th graders come here every year, and we have them help us with our landscaping. So we've turned it into pollinator education. And so each year when they come, they've just planted a little section, whether it be the trees or the plants, or down in the corner here is a pollinator hotel. So we turn those into lessons, and then also been a great way to get our landscaping done around our building. And it's neat for the kids to come back and see that too, to watch grow what they've planted when they drive by our building. So our SCD's independence journey, we call it, it started back when the government shutdowns were happening because of budgets. And we came to the realization that we couldn't even access our computers. We couldn't get to our QuickBooks and our files that we needed. So we bought our own computer and our own internet access. So our conservation district employees each have our own computer, which I should have introduced also before. I am the district manager and the watershed coordinator. And then we have another full-time employee, Cassidy Fairbanks, who is our district technician. So we both had our own computers. And then I can't go back, I guess, Ray, sorry.
Yeah.
So then when we built our building in 2012, thank you, it started as a cold storage space for our equipment because we were kind of spread out all over. We had some, our equipment was just wherever it could kind of be stored. So we built this building to put our equipment in and installed our tree cooler, which is actually what I am sitting in now, because now that we have moved down here, since it's insulated and heated, it's also become our conference room and boardroom. So that was one of our thinking outside the box things. And then with COVID, I should back up a little bit. During tree season, we would always move down here physically for tree season. We had a rough office and we would work out of here for a couple months during the tree and fabric season. So we were here to sell the trees and working with our crew and staff, we were on site. Well, we liked it down here. We, as employees, enjoyed being down here in this space. We liked working on the landscaping. We liked having people stop by. I think it increased our sales on tree fabric and some different things because people knew we were here and would drive by and, oh, you guys were here. So we were recognizing those benefits of being down here. And then during COVID, when we were co-located in the USDA Service Center, like many of us, then we couldn't be in the office anymore. And we were working from home. And then during tree season, when we came back to our office and our district board was okay with us coming back to work in here, then we just stayed. We stayed working here. And it's been a very good transition for us. Thank you. So this is the inside of our building. You'll see the cold storage. This is the tree cooler. You notice the racks in the back, and Cassidy cleans it up very well and gets it all spruced up for us to use it as a boardroom and a conference room in the winter. And then this is our quaint little office. And it's a kind of a hodgepodge of different furniture that we've gotten. We don't have a lot of money invested here. There are 2 desks and it works good for us. I think that is something that as employees, we've tried to be understanding of the budget and the needs and be resourceful also with what we have in our office. So some of the benefits that we see of the district being down here separately in our building is that it has led to a true partnership, we feel, between the USDA and our SCD. At times when we were housed with them, it seemed like maybe we were more encompassed by the USDA. We didn't have a choice, just like in the days we could be in the office or the COVID type of thing. So it's a true partnership. We work still very well together. NRCS comes to all our meetings. We still, just as Amy referenced, we on a daily basis, we're in contact with them, trying to meet our producer needs, staying in contact on programs. So it's a good partnership. This has led to a good recognition and maybe a separation of identity for the conservation district being down here. Our producers and public have realized that we are a local taxing entity. This is their local tax dollars at work, this building, and that we are separate. Our building has become a living site for conservation and education. People will stop by and want to know what this tree is or what that plant is, or ask us how we did some of our landscaping. And then it is an employee retention thing. We are happy being down here, and our board is very supportive of that, and they see that we are happy. The drawbacks potentially can be that it is more operating costs for our district, and we work hard at being fiscally responsible and running a profitable business also for our district to make these things possible. And then since we are relatively new to being not co-located, it has been 2 different stops for our producers. Sometimes they're used to coming into USDA, FSA, SCD all in one, but we've transitioned that very well. And there's been times they'll drop off NSCS or USDA paperwork for us at the tree shed, and we take it to the USDA for them. So just a minor drawback that I think we've worked through well. A few recommendations that we had are that having motivated, trustworthy, and independent employees, I think is very important for this type of situation, and ours specifically. We do have to work hard at looking at different funding opportunities and grant opportunities, partnerships, to be able to take on the additional operating costs and to be an independent entity. It's very important to keep the USDA relationship positive. In all honesty, with us moving out new and in small town and rural communities, there were rumors that there was hard feelings of why we separated. And we worked very hard to address that and say there absolutely was not. It was a logistics thing and an opportunity for our district. We felt to better serve and provide more programming and opportunity as a conservation district. And then, similar to what Amy said, just, think outside the box and be open to different partnerships and ideas and projects. I'm very happy to see a lot of our conservation programs and different organizations are seeing the value that conservation districts are very effective at delivering conservation on the ground. We have good relationships established with our producers and public. And so some of those programs are starting to reimburse salaries to conservation districts for implementing and delivering their conservation dollars. So that kudos to those programs, and be open to and also ask for that. I think it's fair as a conservation district to ask for reimbursement for our salary and time if we are implementing their conservation dollars. And then just overall good fiscal planning and responsibility. And we also are very privileged to work for a wonderful conservation district board. They're a great group of producers. They're progressive thinking with a nice balance of conservative fiscal responsibility. They value employees. They value their district employees. They see that we are implementing good programs and that we are working hard to find funds to help support the district. And so therefore they support us also, and have just been great to work for. So I think with that, here's our contact information. Or it's supposed to be on there. I can sure get it to you. Thank you for your time and for listening today.
Amy, thank you so much for your presentation. And